iOS fans, yes, I had to quickly snatch away from the intro there because once again I've forgotten to update my deck intro. This time I'm going to be playing the Godsworn Hunt once again. Yes, once again I'm playing the Godsworn Hunt. And you can see here what I've got going on. So I'm changing it this week. I've had a little tweak of an idea. Playing the Despoilers. Pete and I are going to match off, see who is the best. I think the Despoilers are the best. So therefore I've drawn a thin end of the wedge, possibly. But let's see. I've had a little idea from talking to Pete about a card that actually didn't make it into the deck. I can't even quite remember what the card is, but it was a ploy that you could play on people to make them quarries. But I think it was meant to be like a card you played with yourself to give yourself a boon. But it also had a negative effect. But there's a ploy. I should have looked down what it was. But then potentially you could play it on your opponent's people and they will become quarries. And I've actually gone for in the end marked, which just simply makes somebody a quarry. And the reason I've done that is because I've included Triumphant Hunt, which is score this in an end phase if 3 or more enemy fighters are out of action and at least 1 enemy quarry is out of action. The hunts suffer for, the Godsworn Hunt suffer for objective cards from an aggro perspective, and this one is quite a nice one. I've used it in the Man Trappers. It's really great in the Man Trappers because everybody's a quarry anyway, but Triumphant Hunt I think is worth it as long as you get marked out, which obviously can be tricky, but I have some cards in there to get through the deck. So the idea is that I will of course kill 3 people, and if I've made one of them a quarry, then I will score Triumphant Hunt. It would be tricky against the Wormspat or somebody like that, but for most warbands like the Grimwatch it's scoreable. And most of the others it's scoreable. It's just those obviously 3 warband Rippers would be tricky. Although these Rippers you'd be going against one another to try and kill one another, so maybe Rippers would be okay. But you'd have to get an annihilation to score Triumphant Hunt against the Rippers. But anyway, Triumphant Hunt is in there. So let's have a quick look. Branching Fate, reliable surge cards are tricky for aggro warband. It's hard to know which ones to go for. Calculated Risk, I have got in as a given with Grawl in the deck and a couple of the others. Very easy to score. Branching Fate, as I already said, is probably one of my least favourite surge cards, but it's in there because I've got quite a few ways of doing 3 dice, so hopefully I can score Branching Fate. Worthy Kill, it just feels like it's a bit like Obliterated to me. It feels like such a good card. It's 2 Surge Glory, always feels brilliant. Can be difficult to score. Obviously Despoilers is not going to be a great matchup for it. I keep saying that. I obviously, as we usually do, we are trying to play decks that are not tailored to the Despoilers or our opponents specifically, but for a Worthy Kill I think will be great. Again, this is the opposite of Triumphant Hunt, I suppose. It's good against the Wormspat and people like that because you're likely to have it and hopefully have it in hand when you're killing people. For me, it's going to have to be, unless Pete's got some plus wound cards, it's going to have to be against Grashrak. So, but that's Worthy Kill. I'm not sure about it. It's one of those cards that it's great when it works, a bit like Obliterated, but often it can brick up your hand. Gathered Momentum. This is a really good card for the Godsworn Hunt because you've got a couple of people who could score it fairly easily when they're inspired because they move 5. And I've got Swift Capture. Hopefully can run in, get on an objective, score Swift Capture and cover ground. It's all about moving fast. Move 6, so when they're inspired, Grundle and the dog move 5, the rest all move 4, so there's ways of getting other speed onto them as well. So that's the plan with that for cover ground. Hopefully gather momentum. Fired Up, inspiring these guys is fairly easy. You can just pop an objective on, pop an upgrade on if you have to right at the end, and just inspire anybody to score Fired Up. Keep Chopping. Again, it's a bit slightly situational. Could end up with not attacking, but you are basically wanting to attack. So it's not so good early in the game, probably not so good late in the game. You've got less players, less fighters alive. But keep chopping. If you're lucky, you keep charging and draw into it. That's kind of the dream. Solid Gains. Again, because of the cards like Keep Chopping and Gather Momentum and Calculated Risk, hopefully you can pick up solid gains and you'll be killing some people as well. To the End. Now this, I had mixed luck with To the End, but again, because of poor glory cards for objective warbands for aggro warbands. I think to the end is definitely a possibility. And in this game, I want to churn through my upgrades and gambits, put as many of them on as I can. So kind of feel like it's to the end. It isn't forcing you to do things you don't want to do, as it can do sometimes in other types of deck. Defiant Hunt I've already discussed. Got to get that quarry out there, but hopefully I can do that. It's going to be about timing. And finally, Oath of Conquest. It's full frontal assault. This deck, and you just got to hope that Oath of Conquest comes out towards the back end of the game, and you can charge somebody and keep them alive into the backfield. Obviously, you don't want it too close to the end of the game. Oath of Conquest, because you can't declare it at the start of turn 1, but that's what you've got to hope for. Gambits then, Pit Trap, so it's attack, push back, hopefully die. Inspired Attack, it's a brilliant card for Godsworn Hunt. They inspire fairly easily. You put an upgrade on them, add +1 dice, +1 damage. Can be really good, even if it's Frenzied Search. Not Frenzied Search, Fameway Crystal. Even if it's Fameway Crystal, that could be brilliant. Put Fameway Crystal on them, chuck them over the back with Inspired Attack, and that could be nasty. Frenzied Search, because to the end, marked, as I said, for Triumphant Hunt. Nightmare in the Shadows, just the one distraction card in this deck, possibly one of its weaknesses. Sitting target, I prefer this to Haymaker. Admittedly, when you play with the Godsworn Hunt, once you fire them off, you expect them to be dead. But Haymaker, no defense roll, is painful. With the first attack action made by a friendly fighter, the next activation is +1 dice and ensnare. Okay, maybe this decision was tipped by the fact that I'm playing the Despise. I'd like to think it wasn't. I did read somebody said that they preferred it to Haymaker, so I thought I'd try it out, and it worked pretty well in the other games I've tried it. So it's still in there over Haymaker. I'm always reluctant to play Haymaker. Tracking. Again, this is a slightly weak card. Unfortunately, the Godsworn Hunt, despite their name, don't have any hunters, but it's +1 move or +2 move. So it basically gives, it's not +2 move, it's +1 move. It gives 2 of my fighters a possible way of scoring cover ground, and it gives all of my fighters a way of scoring gather momentum. Unnatural Truce for cycling through to the end and just getting through. Mischievous Spirits, because low on distraction cards, but Mischievous Spirits can mess up that objective game when playing. And Spectral Wings for cover ground and just generally getting to the person you want to get to kill them. Upgrades, Path to Glory. Love Path to Glory, is one of the best upgrades in the game. Challenge Seeker, again, you've got lots of low wound fighters, and +1 dice is very handy. So put this on any of your 2 wound fighters, and they get +1 dice against almost anybody. And similarly, your 3 wound fighters against the big boys, +1 dice. Fameway Crystal for getting into the backfield. Potion of Rage, +2 dice is brilliant. Tome of Glories. Now this is slightly off message is the wrong word, but left field card. Tome of Glories. It's possibly a mistake. The idea of it is that I can leave Thedra in the backfield or somebody in the backfield and just pick up a glory point. I kind of feel like that you've got to try and maximise your glory score. It kind of goes against things like Keep Chopping and Triumphant Hunt, but so perhaps it's a complete rubbish card. But if things are going badly or you've already scored Keep Chopping, then on 1 glory, it's worth doing, I think. Prized Vendetta. I suppose the Tome of Glory is possibly the Crown of Avarice might be a better choice. Prized Vendetta is a really good card because you can re-roll a dice in attack rolls for this fight attack actions. So it's really good. Your re-rolling dice is always good. Hammerbone Axe, Hammerbone Spear, always good for +1 glory. Great strength, particularly the spear because you've got extra range. Great strength is always handy. Again, it's for Sting of the Aggro, basically for bolstering the damage. You kind of want more plus dice attacks, we always do. The Grundon packs quite a lot of damage, but he's a bit inaccurate, really. So you'd be looking for the accuracy on him. But the cat with Sting of the Aggro and great strength, suddenly rolling 3 swords, 3 damage, it's pretty lethal. Especially if you can put Challenge Seeker or something on him. I say cat, I mean dog. Gruul. So I think I might have got confused there. I've been after recording this, I played the Wild Hunt. Or before recording this, I played the Wild Hunt. So, but I think Gruul inspired with some great strength type cards can actually turn a game. So there it is. I'm just, as I'm going through this, I'm thinking, I haven't got Tome of Offerings in there, and I don't really know. I've only got 2 2 restricted cards. I don't know why I've gone for Tome of Glories over Tome of Offerings. I think I was thinking Tome of Glories, potentially you could get more glory out of it, maybe, but Tome of Offerings is powerful. But the problem with these guys on Tome of Offerings is they are kind of fire and forget, so you're probably not going to see much more return than 1 on it. Tome of Glories you might, but actually on reflection I think Tome of Glories is a bad choice. Probably should put Tome of Offerings in there. But anyway, let me know what you think of that. That is my Godsworn Hunt deck that I'm going to play against the Despoilers. If luck's on my side, maybe things will go okay. But interesting to see. So, yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you soon. Bye!